What would you do if you gain mind-reading powers after kissing a girl? Isuzu Sento coerces Seiya Kanie into going on a date with her at gunpoint. Amagi Brilliant Park is revealed to be the location. While exploring the area, Isuzu introduces Seiya to the various attractions, all of which are extremely unsatisfactory. After a quick tour of the park, Isuzu inquires about Seiya's impressions, to which he responds negatively, finally spouting you have to believe in a dream for other people to believe in it. Isuzu offers him some croquettes just as he is about to leave, and they turn out to be quite delectable. Seiya follows Isuzu to meet the park's manager, Latifa, who is dressed as a princess. She explains that the park's actors are residents of the magical kingdom of Maple Land, and that if they do not attract 500,000 visitors by July 31st, the park will close. If the park is ever closed, everyone who works there and the entire Maple Land kingdom will vanish forever. Fearful of what might happen, she approaches Seiya for assistance in assuming the manager position. Along with her gratitude for his assistance, she informs him that she will endow him with magical powers simply by kissing him. Seiya experiences visions after being kissed just before passing out. Seiya could suddenly begin hearing his aunt's thoughts the following morning. The following day, Seiya discovers he possesses the ability to read people's minds. Isuzu returns him to the park, where they meet some members of the Amagi development, who will take over the park once the time limit expires. One of them recognizes Seiya and warns him not to associate with the park's losers, or he will become one himself. An assembly is held in the park, during which Princess Latifa announces that the park will close in 3 months. Seiya reappears and informs them that he will save them. However, later on, when he is alone with Isuzu and Latifa, he claims that he made the claim to boost everyone's spirits, but he is not confident in it. Although Latifa claims to have complete faith in him, Seiya informs cast members that the park will be closed for 1 day for repairs. Then he announces 3 changes. The park will close at 7 p.m. Friday will be cancelled, and all services will require a 30 yen payment. When Mawful collides with an obnoxious guest, Isuzu shoots the guest and his family, causing memory loss. Salama uses her cell phone to record the fight. Seiya creates a promotional video featuring the Elementario fairies, Latifa, and Isuzu in swimsuits, but it does not receive the expected number of views. Then he uploads an edited video of the fight, which garners a lot of attention and drives traffic to the PV that was previously uploaded. The park's efficiency and visitor count are increasing as a result of Seiya's flawless management, and when Isuzu informs him that Mawful, Makaran, and Tarami have some complaints, he decides to let her deal with them instead. But the Elementario fairies demonstrate that instead of seeking a compromise, Isuzu simply ends the discussion by threatening them with her gun. Seiya then chastises Isuzu for her behavior, effectively dividing them. The following day, Latifa invites Seiya to ride the Ferris wheel with her, revealing that he has a fear of heights. When comforted by her, Seiya has the distinct impression that they have met before. Soon afterwards, it begins to rain, and with the drainage system broken and the park on the verge of flooding, Isuzu takes the initiative and organizes an emergency operation to prevent further damage. Following the rain, Isuzu reveals that her strict behavior toward others is a result of her military training, and she believes that everyone in the park despises her for it. But Seiya shows her the cast's happy faces as they thank her for her assistance, proving her wrong. The Amagi Brilliant Park has depleted its savings and is now unable to operate. Mawful, on the other hand, recalls their friend Dornell's disappearance while searching for treasure in an abandoned area of the park, and Seiya, Isuzu, Makaran, Taremi, and Mawful depart to investigate. Isuzu and Makaran become separated from the others and discover that Dornell has been hiding inside the cave all this time, indulging in a variety of hobbies. While Seiya and the others confront Rubrum, the Red Dragon and learn that Rubrum and the Diggories, a group of mole-like fairies, were fleeing a tyrannical empire and were given shelter in the park. Returning to the surface, Rubrum and the Diggories request jobs in the park as well, which Seiya agrees to. While Dornell's possessions are sold to cover the park's expenses, Seiya decides to hold a job interview for new employees because the park is short on staff, and Isuzu gets herself into serious trouble when she unwillingly eats a fruit that forces her to always speak her mind, leaving her fearful of revealing her true feelings for him. Her predicament is exacerbated when she sees 3 of the female applicants in her dream the night before, leading her to believe that they will either seduce Seiya or replace her as his assistant and secretary. When a group of pirates from Maple Land appear to wreak havoc, the park is put on high alert, with Isuzu, Latifa, Moffel, Macaron, and the Elementario fairies in their custody. It is up to Seiya and the others to stand up to the pirates and rescue them without the guests noticing. Seiya contracts a summer cold, but he is unable to miss school due to his previous absences. Sento, Macaron, Turimi, and Moffel each day dress in a realistic suit of his body and attend school in his place. Isuzu discovers a love letter in Kanie's shoe locker on the first day, but the sender, Seiya Kanie, had simply mixed up his locker with another. As a result of Sento's inspirational words, Kanie develops feelings for Kanie. The following 2 days are filled with disgusting incidents caused by the mascot's behavior, while the 4th day is peaceful due to Kanie wearing the suit of the boy to whom Kanie attempted to send the letter originally, Kimura, and lying that all the disgusting acts from Kanie the days before were intended to drive Kanie back to Kimura by instilling hatred in her. Due to their lack of cooperation, the Elementario fairies are invited to dinner with Latifa and unintentionally activate the castle's defense system. Trapped inside the castle, the fairies must reset the system from the inside, but they must first pass a series of trials that require cooperation. Everyone is doing their best, but it appears as though reaching the goal of 250,000 visitors will be impossible. Isuzu explains to Kanie why Latifa frequently passes out. It turns out that the princess is cursed with an animus-draining curse. Amagi Brilliant Park was created to ensure Latifa's survival. Seiya recalled meeting the princess as a child, but she appeared exactly the same. Moffel explained that the curse not only affects her physical health, but also resets her memories and physical development each year. With only 10 days remaining until the deadline, Seiya receives word from Triton that he has located the item he requested him to look for, reviving his hopes. Seiya's 10-day plan involves hosting a soccer match at the park stadium. After convincing the local soccer team to play an important match at the park, Seiya informs the cast that in order for their plan to work, a large unused area of the park grounds must be sold to cover expenses and resolve their financial problems, which they agree to, and then they spend the next few days preparing for the match, while Seiya remains concerned, knowing that on the final day, Latifa's memories will be reset and she will forget about him once again. Finally, the final day arrives, and with all visitors counted, and only a few hours remaining until the deadline, Seiya is taken aback to learn that they are only 252 visitors short of the goal. Finally, the staff of Amagi Brilliant Park invites all their friends and relatives, quickly filling the quota. Seiya informs the others that his final day as manager will include the establishment of a massive shopping mall on the land he previously sold, which will help bring guests to the park. Takaya Kurisu from Amagi Development congratulates Seiya on his accomplishment but mocks him for not resolving the issue with Latifa's condition, revealing himself as the wizard who cursed her in the first place before fleeing. However, when midnight arrives, Seiya and the others discover that the massive amount of animus gathered over the previous weeks was sufficient to free her from the curse. Much to their delight, Seiya then bids farewell to the park's residents, but upon his return home, His aunt Asukaibu remarks on how happy he was while working there. Thus, the following day, Seiya returns and resumes his position as manager of Amagi Brilliant Park, claiming that there is still much for him to do. Triken accepts staff suggestions for a promotional video for the park with dubious results.